So we have done quite a few standalone videos in regards to Apple Intelligence on eligible devices, but it's time to do a video talking holistically about what we have after two full releases with Apple Intelligence features in the form of 18.1 and 18.2. We purposely wanted to wait a little bit, give it a chance to really fill up its nest of features that Apple is trying to offer here. And now, since iOS 18.3 is in its first beta, we figured it'd be a good time to talk about what is available and if it's really a failure. Let's jump into it. So, like I said, we purposely wanted to wait a little bit to see exactly how Apple planned to handle one of these big tentpole features in iPhones and iOS in general going forward. And I think we have a good idea since we are just now hitting iOS 18.3 beta 1. We figured it'd be a good time to really go over this. And you guys got to let us know down below. We genuinely do feel that a lot of these features definitely seem very gimmicky. So, a lot of these might be one-hit wonders, or you might try it once to just show what it is, but for the most part, we don't genuinely see people using this day in and day out. Image Playground is one that is going to be fun to use, and if you haven't seen it or you don't have an eligible iPhone, it's pretty simple. It's what ChatGPT does or GPT does. It's what Gronk does, and all of these other AI models currently. You can basically either upload a picture, select prompts, or enter in a description, and it'll create an image for you. It works very well. Even still, though, right now in iOS 18.3 beta 1, we are still limited to just animation and illustration options. We still don't have the sketch option, so this is still a half-baked promise of features from Apple in its current state. Now, it is cool how you can just describe an image. Let's go ahead and just cancel this and just say, let's think about this. A car driving on the beach during the sunset in vivid colors, and send that off, and it will generate an image that's very close to what you want. You are not even limited to just single pictures. It does generate 4 at a time, as you can see here. And when you get to the fourth image, it will continue to generate some, I think up until about 10 or so, but it's very good at what it does if you have a use case to use it. Again, great tool, but still seems very gimmicky. I will also say, talking about gimmicky, I actually like this. A lot of you guys had other comments down below in other videos that we've done. If you go into notes or if you just type something in a text message and you want to create a new emoji that's not in the system yet, you can now use genmoji for that. That is, again, part of Apple Intelligence, where you go into your emoji keyboard, press this little rainbow guy smiley face with the plus sign, and you can actually start, well, trying to figure out your own genmoji. And as you can see, it gives you a breakdown to express yourself, personalize it, and use genmoji like an emoji. We'll say continue, and let's just say here again, a cat with a birthday hat on. Say done, and again, give it a couple seconds, it will generate what you want. So pretty cool. It generates a few at a time, and you can obviously keep swiping through them, and again, it will keep generating new ones, even though a lot of these do look just like the one prior. Again, I thought this was actually going to be something pretty useful if you use emojis a lot. Pretty neat feature, but again, still somewhat gimmicky. I think the one feature that a lot of people are going to like is writing tools. That is actually going to be one where a lot of people could enjoy using. Obviously, we just added that here. Let's just say, I can't believe Christmas is only a week away. How is everything going? What are you guys doing? Did you finish all of your Christmas shopping? Or what do you have planned on the big day? Are you going to watch football now? So, with writing tools, we have somewhat of a concise few sentences here, but if you click on writing tools, you now have a slew of options to make this even better. The best part is you can describe a specific change you want. You don't have to go off these. But with writing tools, you can proofread what you typed, You can rewrite it in friendly, professional, or a concise manner, or even summarize it in a summary or with key points in a list view or even a table view. If you wanted to go ahead and say, let's make this more concise, it will automatically regenerate what you typed. You can see it shortened it out and now says, how's everything? Christmas is only a week away. Did you finish your shopping? What are your plans? Are you watching football now? If you don't like that, simply revert it back and say done. You obviously can continue to edit it how you want. If you want to make it into a list, yeah, it'll do that for you too. So again, you can see how beneficial something like this is, especially if you're typing emails or wanting to be more professional or friendly and don't know really how to change your tone with what you're typing. These are all really great to have. In addition to all this too, you can select compose here and use this with ChatGPT and get a slew of added benefits from this as well. You do need a ChatGPT account. Keep that in mind. It is free to sign up for. You can do it right in settings now in iOS, but just something I wanted to make you guys aware of. One of the other new features that I think is actually, again, pretty useful in addition to writing tools is visual intelligence. And again, you need an iPhone 16 series device to be able to utilize this. But when you launch it, a single tap launches your camera. A long press now will launch Apple Intelligence or Visual Intelligence. And you can do one of two things on this very minimalistic interface. So I have a little shell here. We're going to just set it down, put it in view here, and say search. And we're going to go ahead and go through Google, obviously, because it is basically a reverse image lookup. And it will search what it sees in your picture. And you can see we got exactly what we were hoping for, more results in regards to the photo. More so helpful than just an image search like this is if you are at a restaurant or trying to find a business's hours of operation, you can go up to that business, pull up visual intelligence, take a picture of the title of the building, and it should give you feedback applicable to hours, what it has, and things like that. Now that we talked about some of the great features in Apple Intelligence, let's talk about some of the hindrances here as well. And that is straight with how limited it is as far as the rollout goes with what devices can even use these features. Unfortunately, Apple is handcuffing these to iPhone 15 Pro Max or Pro devices and the iPhone 16 series only. I know RAM plays a lot of part with all the heavy lifting. That's why Apple increased the RAM on the iPhone 16 series devices. However, I do feel that Apple is limiting these, as they traditionally do, to cause people to want to upgrade their phones. And I don't know if Apple Intelligence in its current form is worth it. I think that it really does seem like a lot of features here that what Apple is currently offering, at least, people really will use once and not be very happy using down the road. ChatGPT is a huge boost for Siri, though. I will say that we all know how limited and really horrible Siri has been for years. Being able to tap into ChatGPT now and being able to set it up, let me go back to this settings menu, where you don't need it to trigger every time you ask for something is helpful. So you can turn off confirm ChatGPT requests, and now it will not ask you every time you need something if it can use ChatGPT and make it a more seamless experience. So, what time is it in the Philippines? So, very easy Siri search, right? If you want something more complicated, how many points did LeBron James score for the US Olympic team? So, again, Siri was actually able to pull that up. That was actually pretty impressive. But if you want, again, something much more complicated, find me a recipe that uses apples, bananas, and walnuts for a fun dish. As you can see here, it says working with ChatGPT. You didn't need to confirm the prompt. And now here is a fun recipe for apple, banana, and walnut bread. And sure enough, it gave you all the ingredients and all of the needed instructions to complete this right here from the Siri interface. You can see at the bottom here, it does say ChatGPT. Search this and be mindful to actually check the results for mistakes. Definitely a fun feature. And again, all of this Apple Intelligence stuff should get better over time. I just think currently and what the offering is, it's not worth a current upgrade. One other thing that Apple is trying to sell as a tentpole feature for Apple Intelligence is notification summary. But I have to tell you, I'm not even going to go into detail on that. It's broken and it is trash 9 times out of 10. It it summarizes notifications incorrectly. It really boggles my mind how bad it is, and it can't really compile all that data you need for a concise notification. We will be getting priority notifications. We actually thought we'd have that in 18.3, but again, as far as the first beta goes, we currently don't. So, aside from that, guys, these are our 2 cents. Comment down below. What do you think? Do you warrant Apple Intelligence causing you to get an upgrade? Do you think it's worth it in its current state? I'm really curious to know y'all's thoughts. Drop it down below, let us know, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.